Hello. Hello, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick. Bye, Dr. Nick. Joe. Anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome to our another episode of Madness of the Land, and we're just as mad here as we ever were. So, welcome to episode 4. Yes, it's an exciting week. We unfortunately do not have Tiv with us this week, but Red will be doing something interesting in the next couple of seconds. But why don't we go through the introductions in our normal order? We'll, of course, start with Tesh and Nokren.
I play Nokren, a blue Dragonborn Paladin, who is very confused about everything that's happening on and still has no idea about what to do with everything right now. And we're about to enter a magic forest. What could go wrong?
Forest.
Grits.
Forest.
Grits. Rachael?
Oh, great. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Hi, I'm Rachael. I'm playing
Tastes
Grits.
delicious.
Grits are delicious. The Dwarven monk, and she is along for the ride, and we'll be mapping out very, very detailed maps of what is going on in our forest, hopefully.
Yes. Hopefully. Rufus/Joe. Joe/Rufus. One of those.
You! This guy.
You there.
It's
that
time
man.
to do the Lindy. I am Rufus. I am a halfling rogue, folk hero who apparently likes to operate on sheep.
we'll go with that. And of course, WinterBear/Tim.
Hi.
All right. Then.
I'm playing Tim. Anyways, yeah.
That's all we need to know.
What isn't there to say about Tim, really?
This is
Was insane, now isn't insane. But it's still kind of insane.
Mostly still very insane. Just in a different way.
I don't think his sanity level changed. He just remembers more now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times. Good times. All right. So, when we
I just flung my pen in the air and caught it. I don't know if the
Nice.
camera caught that. That scared the shit out of me.
so
Did you do it like you just didn't care?
No, I was doing that, and it just flung up.
So, when you last left off, you folks had finished up exploring the castle, discovering as many secrets as you could, under the watchful eye of Tim, who apparently is a god when it comes to finding anything in that place. He's just like, there's something over there! There's something over there! Something over there! Bam! He just found everything that could possibly be found, and was just like, what's up?
Isn't it weird
I'm
that I
not gonna-
kind of knew the castle like the back of my hand somehow?
Anyway.
Meanwhile, Knocker was also turned to lockpicking.
Yes.
Yeah, Nokren the lockpicker.
Nokren, the Dragonborn lockpicker.
You
And
put-
I
broke it.
failed almost the entire
Yeah.
time.
Nokren, what's your class? Lockpicker.
now you made some great survival to go along with Tim's
Yes.
great insights when you were first searching through the forest, and so yeah, they decided with some information provided by them by the captain of the guards that they would go and explore parts of the nearby area, parts that the normal kind of hunters and scouts that have been sent out couldn't get into. Or avoided because it seemed like unnecessary danger. But they're like, you guys, go check out this
You
unnecessary...
seem stupid enough.
Yeah, let's go to a
Okay.
magical forest in a weird, strange plane of existence. What could go wrong?
Hey, you're the guys who wanted to ride giant mantises.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
we do.
totally up for doing this.
Anyway, so you found your way into this mysterious forest. You managed to somehow fight against whatever kind of protective magic that might have been there, keeping you from finding your way, and eventually made your way into a small clearing with a strange kind of darkened path that kind of moves out of this area. Like, before, you've been kind of like moving on maybe small trails or bush, like cutting your way through bushes and stuff. Now, out of this kind of little entryway you've almost hit into, there's an actual, like, trail that seems well developed leading out of here. It's kind of dark with cascading light leading down into it. You find yourself actually in a very tranquil area. You can hear small birds, which you couldn't hear anywhere else. That's something strange about it. Like, you don't see a lot of, like, flying things out around the plains. But here you can hear small birds and small animals and stuff. And there's kind of like a wind rustling through the trees. It seems almost peaceful in this location.
You better be adding those sound effects in. By add those sound effects in, I meant Matt should be doing that as a post-production thing. But no, it's cool. Whatever.
Oh, we're just helping him out. He can just clip it.
That'll be fine.
Non-linear editing.
Oh, sorry, that's ocean sounds. Wow.
Joe, I love that. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. It's peaceful here?
So, what are you folks going to do? There's a path ahead
Can we see anything in either direction on the path?
The path itself seems just to be almost like a gap between the trees with a kind of like well-worn dirt in between it. So it seems like an actual trail someone might have. Probably about 5 feet wide, so it's actually a pretty decently width trail through the woods, where you can kind of see like the twisting roots of the trees kind of like almost creating little barriers with occasional gaps in between them. As it seems like the forest even thickens a little bit more than you were encountering in this area.
If you want, I can scout up ahead.
I don't think we should separate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, how about if you scout ahead, and then I'm gonna pull out a length of rope, but you stay connected.
Are we leashing Rufus?
Child.
I'm for this idea. Rufus, do you feel comfortable on that? Or would you rather go and keep a torch with you so we can see you at all times?
Nokren no longer has disadvantage on stealth rolls.
I'd rather not have a torch. I'd rather try to stay hidden.
So at least it is.
Not to suggest anything weird, but Red. Yeah.
Yes. No.
No.
Pretty.
He's.
You just notice now Red is like staring at this like little flower, and now you just see him like kind of like just staring at it, and you see this like drool begin to come down his chin.
Awesome.
So, Red.
He's acting neutral.
Okay.
Is this
So
a
Red.
flower?
Red, please come and sit down here. We're in a clearing right now, right? So this is
He's just
okay.
standing there, staring at the flower.
I'll walk over and like tug on his belt.
Okay. He's not going anywhere.
When you kind of tug on him, he'll kind of like walk along with you, but he'll kind of like be as long as you're tugging on him. He'll kind of walk along and then he'll stop.
So maybe let's use that rope and just loop it around his waist here for a minute. Yeah, we're gonna. He's
out for the count.
His eyes look more glazed over than normal.
Awesome.
Uh-oh.
Can I do a medicine check?
Can you all give me perception?
Yeah.
I would if I could find my sheet. Yep. Perception.
I see nothing.
Yep.
What do I see?
Okay.
No.
I see everything.
The only one that notices something is Grits, who as you're kind of moving him, you hear this.
Oh, that was a hard perception check.
From the flower?
No, echoing from somewhere nearby. You're not quite sure where. It seems to echo from somewhere amongst the trees.
Are you gonna mention this at all?
Yeah. I will kind of definitely, like, I don't want to, like, call it out loudly, but I'll kind of, like, maybe snap and get your attention and, like, just point to my ears and then do, like, you guys hear that?
Can I do another perception with advantage now?
I mean, you could. But I will tell you, Grits, that, it stopped quickly. So by the time you actually warn people, it seemed like, quiet.
Tim would be familiar with the area-ish that we're in terms of, like, he knows that it's magical.
You get a feeling you kind of understand what might have happened to him because as I said, because you got so good on your, like, feeling about what kind of magic this was with Arcana last week.
Could I run an Arcana check on him?
Sure.
Can I do a medicine check?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, it's fine. That's very easy. He's suffering from some kind of enchantment.
Okay.
Enchantment.
Yeah. He's like maybe feeble-minded or something.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. So he went from 6 intelligence to 5 intelligence.
Wow, that's a big drop for him.
6 to like 3.
Yeah, it's still like this is actually a problem.
He like kind of grunts and kind of stands around now.
We're gonna have to feed him.
I mean, if you actually give him food, he'll probably eat it. He might choke, so we might need to give him the Heimlich maneuver, or in this case, the Rufus's sheep maneuver.
Don't give him any hard pretzels.
Basically, he gets gruel.
Yeah, no idea what's going on. So until someone does anything aggressive, Nokren's going to be looking around.
So at this point, Tim would turn to the group and say, it seems he's been affected by some kind of magic. I don't know exactly what kind of magic, but this place is filled with it. It stinks of it. And it seems he's discovered some of it in that flower. You said you heard something there.
I heard some kind of laughing or something, but it stopped pretty quickly. So I have a feeling it wasn't the flower. I would like to walk over and stomp on the flower.
Okay.
Like with every ounce of my little dwarven self, just walk up and
should we be rolling initiative here?
No.
Okay. Does it squish like a flower?
Just sitting there with the great sword, just like.
Do you not like flowers, madam?
Do I look like a flower person?
Yes.
Flowers. It's because I'm
you should
a girl.
put them in your beard.
No. Flowers are beautiful, and I think that they are lovely. I'm actually quite disappointed that you crushed that one. I was hoping to grab it for my collection.
I'm sure there'll be more.
To be perfectly honest, I had second thoughts about pulling anything from this forest because I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know if you noticed, but some of the trees where it seemed there had been marks made, those marks were no longer there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if maybe I was just being super paranoid.
If there's one thing I know, it's that you should always be afraid of the things you don't understand and pursue them greatly.
I don't understand this world.
Well, time to take it by the... I was about to say something I shouldn't say.
I also don't understand giant eyeballs that eat me things.
Nor do I, but that's why this is a mystery worth solving, isn't it, Rufus?
I miss my sheep.
Nokren's actually going to put away the greatsword and pull out his glaive, because he's going to stick to what he knows now. The only thing he knows is his glaive and a forest. So he's going to deal with that first.
Well, there's a dark path ahead of us. What do you say we bring some light to it?
I mean, I can see in darkness.
I can also see in darkness. Perhaps we should be the ones scouting.
Yes, I cannot see in darkness.
Or perhaps we should keep one person here who can see in the dark and one person up front who can see in the dark.
I will reach out my little hand and hold on to Red's belt. I will stay here.
Well, how dark is it in the forest right now?
It's actually.
I'm assuming there's light.
It's not dark whatsoever. Yeah, it's got cascading light everywhere. You can see.
Oh, okay. So
it's like the
Remember,
branches.
there is no
confuse me,
nighttime
Matt.
here.
Yeah, I said there was a cascading light that seems to kind of like
I didn't
it makes
listen.
it have like kind of light and shadows that kind of fills that entire pathway. So it's got a lot of like dark areas, but you could see still.
Mm.
It's like I would call it like a shadowed path.
A shadowed path. There's a description I can get behind. Okay.
Better than dark path, because
well, then in that
I actually
case,
thought it was kind of darkened.
Yeah, that's
Do you
what
see any
I thought.
tree moons?
No, they were eaten to extinction long ago by a certain dwarf who kept calling people child.
How about mood trees?
Blue trees, yes.
What? They're trees that produce milk.
Shall we?
Okay.
Shall we proceed?
That's weird. Anyway, yeah. Okay.
You said it. Did it? You say it branches or it just goes straight?
As far as you can see right now, it goes straight.
Okay.
How about we have
by
Rufus,
straight? I mean it is like a winding path, but it is straight into the forest. There is no like breaks off of it.
Okay.
How about we have like Rufus like 15 feet in front of us? That way he's not far enough that like we can't back him up if something happens, but also he might be able to spot something before we startle it.
Okay.
Are we planning on stealthing through here then?
I am personally.
I don't have
with the stealth.
disadvantage anymore, so.
Sure.
I'm fine with stealth.
All right.
I'm gonna point up to
The only problem is
Red.
Red.
Well, he's gonna be quiet. You just gotta drag him. That's why you're at the back.
Well, I'm not the strong one though.
Okay, fine.
take
I'll
him.
drag him.
No, I'll take him. I'll stand
Yeah.
at the back.
I can pull him along
The
and
thing is,
point where
if you
he should.
pull on him, he walks on his own. It's not
He'll.
Yeah.
like, you know.
I'll handle that though, because let's be honest here, it's probably better if I'm the furthest one back in terms of any combat situation.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Shall we
fine
roll
with the-
stealth?
Middle-ish. Stealth.
I
you
mean,
said
it's
stealth?
not as bad as my first
We are
stealth.
15 feet
Oh
back.
damn!
Is this a group stealth? Because I just raised the average by like 30 points.
Yeah, you did.
They shall
Jeez.
average a lot.
All right. So you'll start moving
Rich
into
is
the
like-
passageway, kind of winding through the forest. Nokren, can you roll me a d6? Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, okay. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
Tim, stop trying to step on every branch.
Oh no. Is that bad or is that
Crunch,
good?
crunch,
Okay.
crunch.
Is that damage or?
So you'll kind of wander through the forest for some while around the path, and it easily becomes very difficult to tell which actual direction you're traveling along this path. The path seems to be somewhere that's leading you somewhere, but it's hard to tell like if you're going to the left, to the right, wherever you're going right now. Eventually though, it seems to kind of begin to open up as if it like, and you begin to hear something. You can all hear this kind of like little babbling noise as the stream is kind of nearby. Kind of emerging from the passageway is a small kind of, I would call it another kind of grove, except it seems to have this kind of stream which kind of moves and bubbles out of the forest in between the twisted roots of the trees, kind of passes through this area and back into another one. You can see a little bit more light here. The wind is kind of giving this kind of like dance of the shadows of the branches above you that kind of gives it this kind of like almost little light show across the water. You see two women there.
I'm gonna hold up a hand of like, stop.
What are said
Do
women
they look
doing?
human?
Fairly human. They kind of like stop for a second and kind of like turn towards you, and they're like, "Oh, visitors! Hello! Oh, aren't you a cute one?" So they're gonna kind of move over to Rufus. Why?
Run!
Okay.
Run! Run!
Have we caught up to Rufus, or is he?
We're
like,
15
we
feet
all
behind.
stopped?
At this
Yeah.
point, we're there.
Yeah.
We may as well
Yeah.
be.
So, hi. Do you want to hang around with us for a little while? We were enjoying some time by the stream here. I guess your friends could join us too if they really wanted to.
Well, you
They have
either
some
get
big
all
and
of us or
strong
none of
muscles
us.
like you. Oh, aren't you party people?
I picture Nokren like going.
No. Oh, by the way, Nokren has already been massively disoriented because he's always known his way in the forest. So with it, we're walking through this place, not knowing what direction he's going. He is just He does not like it. He hates everything about this.
And if are you actually holding your glaive up?
I would be holding it like at the ready. I wouldn't be holding it at them. I just have.
I'm gonna walk up with Red behind me and just put my hand on the front of your glaive and just lower it.
Okay, I'll lower it then.
Yeah.
Currently these two women are like all over Rufus, you know, like literally all over it.
And he is loving it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say, Rufus, how are you loving it?
Do you have any sheep? No.
They can
Oh,
raise
like,
an eyebrow
quickly.
and then kind of like you nudge that eyebrow like a
Like, okay, so Rufus, are you like just like yes, or are you like save me kind of face?
I'm kind of in between. And I'm just like, so what are you ladies doing here?
Oh, we live here.
So Tim is
Why don't we
going
have
to
a good time and then we can talk more? Good times first. Oh,
Tim
yes, sister.
Tim is preparing
Yes. We always
Tim is
like
preparing
to
his
have a good time
burning
together,
hands.
and
just
we're
in
always
case.
glad to have new friends to join us for the good times.
Just, seriously, Matt, I'm preparing my burning hands just in case. If they attack, I'm
gonna
reacting
roll an
with that.
insight here.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I do
That's
some
a good
insight as
idea.
well?
Sure.
I think
Oh,
I might be
balls.
staring at her boobs a bit.
You're staring
I might be as well.
Tim has no clue what's happening, which is, as I said, why he's preparing his burning hands.
I think in fairness, we are like
I'm not.
Joe.
I'm just gonna tell you. You're pretty sure they want to bang Rufus.
Just Rufus.
We were already pretty sure of that.
Yeah, well, that's yeah.
But Nokren has like no. You just that seems to be the only thing they're caring about right now.
Interesting. Okay.
Can I wanna check magic
Mhm.
surrounding them,
Mhm.
as them.
Mhm.
I want you to do an Arcana check here.
Oh damn.
Okay. They do not You don't seem to like notice anything that screams they're doing something magical right now. At least.
Okay. Okay.
If you wanted to, you could also roll me a nature check.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. Nokren has zero idea what's going
Oh,
on.
come on!
Oh, I'll try
It
a nature
rolled
check.
off of the 18. Oh, that hurts.
I'll try a nature as well.
Okay.
Oh,
Because
that
I
was-
did not pick up anything on them.
Oh wow.
These are hot
picked up a
chicks
good
that really want to bang you, dude.
He was like, I get what nature you're into.
So,
I mean,
so
if you
roll
wanna-
performance.
They're good for you. They don't mind if your friends join. It's up to you if you want to invite everybody to the party.
I like to remind everyone, Nokren is 17 and has no idea what's going on.
Mhm.
Wow.
Tim would turn to Nokren at this point and say, "Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. Rufus is already entranced. Don't be distracted. Don't keep your glaive up, but don't put it
How
away."
old is Rufus, by the
Okay.
way?
By the way, when you said don't keep your glaive up, he starts putting it away. You're like, don't put it away. He's like,
Rufus is 23.
Okay. So
got
old
some
enough to
experience.
know better.
He's got
Got
some
it.
experience.
Got it. Well, because I'm
Nokren
160.
basically only knew his
Yeah,
family.
I'm 523.
Yeah, so I'm just like wondering if Grit should like walk over and just like shield like
Poor
Rufus's eyes.
Nokren's eyes, like reaching up real high. Just cover your eyes, boy.
Child size, but
No, Rufus, not Nokren.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
cover both of their eyes, honestly. Just,
Rufus may be child size, but he knows the ways of the world.
He'll know some
So-
more ways of the world in a
Nokren
minute.
knows all,
They're
but
trying.
has
They're
not done it.
trying to move Rufus away to the other covert by the other side of the stream, where there
Nope.
seems to have been where they were hanging out.
Rufus.
Nope. Hook an arm through Rufus. Where you
Remember-
going, my buddy?
Oh, we were going to have a good time. You want to
Remember the water, Rufus. Poison. Anything cohorting with the water, we should be wary of.
Oh, they're gonna laugh. Not the water here, dearie. That's why we live here.
Right.
That's more concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with that guy.
Tim is saying that outright to them. That's more concerning.
The father.
Why?
The father makes sure that everything here is pure.
Okay. Let's
Who's
say
the
that I was
father?
concerned at, like, on a scale of 1 to 10 before I was concerned up to about a 5, let's
Yeah.
say. Now I'm at about an 8. Who's the father?
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're nice enough, maybe he'll let you meet him.
Nice isn't really my thing.
How about if I say please?
Maybe.
I put on like the most charming smile.
Sister, I don't think they want to party with us. I know. Well, you are nice.
May I
folks.
make a
No,
suggestion?
Rufus.
Nope,
Rufus,
hand down.
no.
I pull your hand down.
No.
I feel like you're gonna get in trouble. Whisper in my ear. What is your?
Oh, no.
What is your?
Rufus. Rufus, remember the torch?
Yeah.
Remember the spider webs? Remember why you shouldn't go sticking things where they don't belong?
What color hair do they have?
By the way, at that, Grits like raises a brow, like, what? What did I
Oh
miss,
yeah, you
guys?
want that.
No, I was dining with the Thane.
Okay, but you actually have a real question.
What color hair do they have?
One has like a kind of brownish hair. Seems to match almost the color of the bark of a tree. The other has like almost a I would call it a kind of like dark hair. Kind of reminds you of like soft earth, like like a fresh, like kind of that blackish brown dirt.
So
let me
Rufus is
see
going to
here.
respond to Tim. They're not redheads. Nothing to do with fire.
They are not celestial, fiend, or undead.
Everybody
Fiend or
froze.
undead.
What's going
Yep,
on?
everybody froze.
Why don't
Everybody
we have a
froze.
little fun and then we can meet the father?
Rufus,
Rufus?
the part of that was not remember the torch. The part of that was remember to not stick things where they don't belong.
Party
You're no
Dad
fun
has
at
If you want to
spoken.
meet the father, you're going to have to go through the rest of the grove. And they might not be as nice as us. No, sister, they would not. I don't know if the Guardian would like them traveling through. You're right. He's a mean one. Well, I mean, he probably won't eat them. As long as they're nice.
I said
We've already-
please.
We've already been eaten once this week.
Well, if we have some fun, could you guide us then?
Oh, no. But if you head on ahead, we can say, good luck!
Well, thank you.
Yes. Are you sure you
Nokren's
don't
gonna
want to
start
stay for...
inching past.
Okay.
Like, Nokren's not gonna like look away.
One of those going to
He's
kind of go
past.
down into, like, Rufus's ear and like, are you sure you don't want to stay for a second? Just for a few minutes.
I'll be right back, guys.
No. Tim grabs Rufus by the
I'm already
arm.
holding one arm.
Yeah, the other arm. I'm also pulling Red behind me. We're
one
off
of them
to
was,
see
like,
the
two
wizard,
of
the
them are, like,
wonderful Wizard
two of
of
them are, like,
Oz.
trying to, like, reach over towards
Sorry.
Red, and Red's like, hey.
Red, no.
No, bad.
Nokren,
don't
I need
want
your help
him.
here. Please help me with Red. He's resisting.
Grabbing, starting pulling.
I'm going to just look at the girl. You don't want him.
Oh no. So Matt, we're in this grove.
Yep.
Right. There's a stream in front of us that's bubbling water that they're claiming is not poison. Can we do a nature check on that stream to see if
Yes.
it's terrible?
Yeah.
For us?
I mean...
I could do a survival check on it.
sure.
Yeah,
You can
or
make
like
a-
whatever check you want to.
Yeah, I
you
can
could,
do
like,
it.
you could like do a like loose check where you like test a little bit of the water or something just to see how it compares. Sure.
Who's gonna taste it?
I'll
I
taste
will.
it.
I was
Two
gonna say, should we let
volunteers.
the
No,
person with the
I'm gonna-
Constitution say?
So
Maybe.
I'm gonna say I will because I'm a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Oh
just good versus that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
You have
games.
advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You do the thing.
Dwarf. I'm also gonna hold up my brewer's kit. Be like,
Yeah.
I also kind of specialize in beverages.
Ah,
So I will hand my arm over to Nokren
Mhm.
of
Nokren
Rufus
will hold
and
it
say,
and still
hold.
be like,
Yep. And then I will like shimmy past the ladies and kind of
They're
bend
just gonna
down.
kind of watch you, and they're actually gonna kind of bend down with you, so they're like, "Yo, down there at the water's edge." You.
Awkward.
They're looking extra seductive towards you too.
I will. Okay, so. I want to take a
We'd like to
sip.
party with you too.
Can I seductively lick my lips after I take a sip of the water?
Sure. Sure.
And then say
Hold
no.
on, performance. That needs to be a performance.
Which check do you want first, Matt?
You don't have to make a check with the water.
Okay.
Well, I guess.
I was joking about the performance, but you know.
Before
Yeah, you look very seductive. You taste the water, and it is the coolest, freshest water you have tasted ever. Like, you feel like you're like getting it directly out of a mountain stream.
poison.
And I know mountain streams.
Poison.
Of course.
And the thing is, you don't feel any worse. You know, granted, you have a dwarven constitution, so if there was something bad against it, you might have resisted it. But
I don't get any sense that I
no, you don't get any
like.
bad
I didn't
sense.
taste anything. Or...
You didn't like taste anything. No.
I am going to suggest to Nokren next. I believe the water is good, but just in case, would you like to give a second opinion?
Okay. Nokren's gonna hand back the arm and slowly.
I'm the one who discovered the
productively.
bad water.
Uh-huh.
Nokren is like doing the awkward like barely moving, but like showing any emotion.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
They're kind of like gonna get down, kind of get the water. You're gonna see both of them like flanking you on either side, kind of like watching you intently.
You gotta like scoop it and do the like whoosh, and then like flip your hair around.
Flip your hair.
Like the Maybelline
Wait,
brush.
does Nokren have any hair?
No,
No. He's got little
have hair.
frills, but no. So he's just
They'll
gonna.
flip his head frills. They're like,
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
they move it tiny, tiny little bit, but you know, it's like.
And then lick your lips.
Realistically, Nokren is like basically paralyzed at this point.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I drank a bit of the water.
You would recognize it too as like a stream that's coming out of like a mountain, so it's the cool, crisp, like melting ice and snow in the spring kind of. It's the refreshing water that you rarely get in parts of the forest, and you know, like you lucky because you can like find it, and this tastes like that.
Okay, so Nokren's gonna slowly inch back. Yeah, it tastes like mountain water, but that shouldn't be in a forest.
Yeah. That was the only thing I could flag that's wrong with it. Other than
Magical.
it seems clean. Seems good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
It's quite
seem
good.
clean as well.
Yeah. What?
You just
Oh.
hand over Rufus's mouth.
Tim is just giving Rufus a look right now. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Disappointed.
Trying to
Party
get
dad
out
and disappointed.
the hunting trap?
Hold on.
Hey, it's been a few years.
Would it be all right with you if we took some water from this stream into one of our water skins?
Go ahead. It's for all that travel through the forest, and you've managed.
Well, thank you very.
And you've managed to enter the grove.
Is that not something that's usual?
Well, only those that the Father allows in can enter. Those mean, nasty folks that are out in the valley, they aren't allowed in.
Nasty folks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Do you mean the big ones? You know.
The mantis things?
I haven't seen any. I think my great-grandmother saw one time. But we've always lived here. We only hear tales.
Pardon my incredibly rude question, but how old are you?
Not nice to ask a lady that.
I
Oh.
know. And I apologize. It's not meant to be that. It's more just I mean to gauge how long ago your great-great-grandmother
Oh,
was.
I'm only a young one. I'm only 200.
So, like,
Nokren's huh?
That's... You know what?
Oh,
You've
we're
got
the
some...
same
your
age.
age.
We're twins. Did you notice? As they kind of like squish themselves together with like, you know, their some chests kind of like pushing out.
You look good for your age.
Oh, don't say that. That's
Rufus.
even ruder than what I said.
Rufus.
Now, thank you for the information. And may I ask, if it's all right, how long ago was it that the father visited? Has he visited?
The father? He still lives here.
Oh, does he come around the grove often?
They come here often.
No, silly. He lives in the center.
I would.
He always is there. He'll let you in if you prove yourself.
He doesn't leave
Have
the center.
fun.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Look
I
out
would,
for
but
the
they're not
Guardian. And, should we tell him about that? I guess we should tell him about that. Oh, yeah. Avoid any kind of, crystals. Yeah. You should.
Any kind, or just a specific color, type?
You'll see it.
So,
Okay.
do you remember how I said I was at about an 8 of concern?
Ticked up to a 9?
Yeah, we're up to a 9 now.
Nokren
We'll be
is
fine.
now thinking, if these things are evil, they're telling us to avoid the crystals. Maybe we need to go to the crystals. But what if they're actually telling the truth? Ah!
I mean-
Tim would. Can I roll an insight on that to see if Tim would notice if Nokren's having this internal struggle?
Sure.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
notice.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
So-
you know.
Tim will, I guess, see him.
He's over there
sweating.
going like,
Yeah, no, he's just like,
Yeah. I'd walk over there and I'd say, Nokren,
yeah.
try not to focus too much on whether or not they're telling the truth. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
We're going to have to assess everything as we go anyways. It just means we're going in blind.
So can I just have like 10 minutes?
Nope,
No.
Rufus, nope.
All right.
nope.
So once again, I'm
I hate this
assuming you're
place.
going to head onto the path.
Wait.
Yes.
Before we head onto the path,
Okay.
I would like to corral the group up.
Uh-huh.
Should we try to give some of the cool, refreshing water to Red and see if it does anything? I don't know if it has any kind of purifying conditions.
Nope.
It-
Tim, do you sense any magic on it?
It's a great question. Do I sense any magic on it?
It's,
Oh!
look, let me put it this way. The entire, aura this entire forest gives off is in the water. The water, the land around you actually seems, different than the land you had outside. As if there's some other kind of presence here in this forest.
Would I know if it's pure, if it's
You
healing,
feel-
anything like that?
Nah, it doesn't feel like that, but it's more like there's a clarity in this forest that, for you, more than you have when you're out there, You feel, refreshed here, actually, strangely, even though your own mind kind of fights against that.
If Tim at all mentions talking about the feeling of the place, Nokren will actually chime in and say nothing about it is celestial, fiend, or undead. I don't know how I know this, but I can just tell when that's the case.
That's interesting. I mean, that's good. It eliminates some things. We haven't completely eliminated the impossible yet. We still have much to learn, but once we do eliminate everything that is impossible, whatever remains, we'll know that's the truth.
So is that a yes? I should try squirting some into his mouth, or no?
I'm all for experimentation.
I'm gonna hand.
So you're gonna
I'm gonna-
squirt into Red's mouth. Got it.
Tim is going to squirt into Red's mouth.
Well, I'm too short,
While you're doing
Wow.
that,
Just a little bit.
moment.
so just a little.
No.
No,
Rufus.
wait, you have to be careful about tilting his head back, though, because it'll just feel like with the turkeys.
Yeah, he'll just... Yeah, no. Rufus! Hold on.
I'll hold on to Rufus.
Yeah, wait, I gotta do a perception.
Rufus, get back here.
No, grab Rufus. Nope. I'm gonna lift Rufus up.
Yes.
Now you gotta do a strength check before you stealth away, you little bugger. Alright.
We're gonna put a baby leash on you if you're not careful.
Alright. Well, that doesn't seem to have done anything with Fred.
Yeah,
He's-
Red
his-
drank it, and it was like, eh.
His thirst is quenched.
Awesome.
You see like extra drool kind of rolling down like both sides of his mouth now.
Poor buddy.
Oh,
I just
no.
like pat him on like, I guess right above the kneecap because I'm short. So
Yeah.
just like a pat.
You
Yeah.
kind of like see his like one leg move a little bit.
Tim will turn to the
Stretches the ear.
lovely little ladies that we have here with us, and he'll say, "Will you be here when we're back? Will we be coming back through this way?"
Maybe. If you ask
Well.
nicely.
Well, are there more of you?
Us?
Yes.
Sure.
There's
We're not the
Are
only
there-
ones. Everyone lives
you-
here.
everyone lives here.
Yes.
Even sheep?
I don't think there's any sheep here. Are there any sheep here?
Didn't pick up on that. Yeah, everyone lives here. Tim missed it. Is all I was rolling for there, whether or not I'd actually pay attention to that.
If it turns out that everyone here is good and we come back through, then you'll find.
Yeah.
Then you can have fun.
Till then, no.
All right.
Don't worry, Rufus. We won't keep you tied up for long.
Do you do you ladies venture away from the stream often?
Always. We were just visiting here. We know the way, but only we're shown our own way. You have to find your own way that's different from our way.
That makes no sense. But do you? Are there others in the forest that are not as polite as you? Or more mischievous, I should say.
They're kind of like smile at you and then like, it's time for us to go. Kind of wave and jump into the water and just disappear. As if like the stream was not that deep. They will jump in and be gone.
Well, that wasn't an answer.
Rufus is now back on the ground.
Drop.
Here's a question: would Rufus just jump in the stream
I
after?
was just gonna say, I'm jumping in the stream.
You just like splash into like really like water that's not very deep, and you're like, no. Rufus, if you do
I'm
jump
just
in the
sitting-
water,
I'm now just sitting in the stream, cross-legged and pouting.
you'll hear this voice in
Lift him out of the
you'll almost
water.
hear this voice kind of in your ear. See you later.
Just Rufus.
Yeah.
And he's, I'm
Okay.
assuming, not going to mention that to anybody
No.
else.
No.
Of course not.
I see a small smirk on his face.
Yeah. All right.
So I was trying to find out, or maybe trying to get them to maybe slip up if that was perhaps them, and I'll point up to Red that did that, because I
Mhm.
definitely heard somebody or something.
Well, they laughed. You said you heard laughter.
Yeah, it
Did
was
sound
kind
the
of
same.
giggling.
No. The giggling you heard was very high pitched.
Okay.
Like as if it was
no.
something very tiny, maybe even.
Like a pixie.
Possibly.
Like pixie that.
Yep.
Did you see any dust?
Nope. It probably came from the flower that I squished.
Out of character, I have ideas.
Probably
but
was
Nokren
its
has
home.
No idea.
So Tim probably has some ideas. He's studied peoples,
Mhm.
Of
magical
Peoples is
peoples.
peoples.
You get the
but
feeling that they're probably aquatic variations of whatever you're thinking that they are.
Yeah. And Tim isn't going to say anything about that because he's not sure. He wouldn't say anything he wasn't completely confident about.
So that's probably why they were living around the river. Or the stream, I
Mhm.
should say.
I think we need to address something that they said that no one has yet mentioned, and I feel that it's very important, given that we're out here not just to discover and find out what's going on, but also survive. Guardian?
Yeah.
Possibly eat
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
They also said the mean ones, which means they're not. They have no sort of love for the
Alignment.
savage ones.
We assumed the savage ones. I assumed the same thing, but I don't necessarily know for sure that's what they meant. Just
That's a good point. They never confirmed.
they could have just meant the mantises or the horrible,
The mantis.
horrible creatures that were out there that were eating each other. I mean, really, everything out there sucks. So
By the way, Nokren's demeanor would have entirely changed with this conversation because it's about something he understands: monsters.
yeah, no,
Monsters.
exactly.
I'm sure they would
Monsters
too,
light.
if given the chance.
Mm. Now, Rufus, I know you have a certain love for the mantises, so you're probably not inclined to believe that the mantises are what these lovely ladies mean, especially since you appear to want to have joined your life here with these women, and you probably also want to bring the mantises that you want to ride, you crazy bastard.
Hey, what's wrong with naked women on a mantis?
Tim would just kind of like grit his
I think we
teeth
all
and
just
not,
look at you like.
just not say anything. Just, and then he turned back to Nokren. So this guardian is possibly going to eat us. It's almost certainly going to kill us. We should prepare if we're going to go down that road. We should prepare to fight. And Red. Yeah, no, Red's not going to be of much use to us, I think. So, and that's, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like shakes his head a little bit, like this like long string of jewel flies off and like like hits you in the sleeve.
Yeah. So, Red is a big part of the reason why we brought him. No offense, Red is because of his muscle. Unfortunately, the muscle requires a brain to lead it.
Yeah.
I feel as though his is not functioning properly at this point.
That's putting it nicely.
Was it
Yeah.
before?
So we're going into a fight, almost undoubtedly. And if we're not going into a fight, we're going into something that we're going to have to solve with our brains, which we're down one individual regardless of which way you look at it.
Well.
So,
I think we're about even as we were.
yeah.
Yeah, let's be honest. It doesn't really add or detract.
He
No
was
offense,
still
Red.
a useful tool.
Grits, can you roll me a d4?
Oh shoot.
Oh.
Yeah?
Mhm.
No? I don't know. Can I?
Yeah.
Do I want to?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Oh no. Is it good or bad?
Nothing.
I know.
It's just something I need to
3
know.
tree moos appear behind you.
Anyway,
I,
so
I think I understand what the dice are, and it's just not okay.
Uh-oh.
so what are you guys doing? Are you heading on then?
I think
Nokren would start to look for tracks of a large animal or signs of a large animal because they said eat us.
Okay.
So,
All
yeah,
right.
Nokren believes something big is what.
Can I help
Could be
him
a
with that?
treant.
Sure.
I'd spend the time
Okay.
to help with that. So
would
would that give advantage rather than both of us doing
Yeah, you
rolls?
get advantage.
I'll
So
make
do I
a
do
survival as
survival?
well.
So I guess Nokren make it with advantage. Rufus, you can just make one. You're on your own, I guess.
Like that. It's not too
Okay.
bad.
I'm still
Um,
distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still distracted. So you don't
Yeah.
really see any tracks as you kind of head once again into the path, and it continues to wind for a while. Though, Nokren, you do begin to hear something up ahead and kind of notice signs of something large moving through there. And you kind of like turn like a curve, and out kind of in front of you, kind of to the side of one of the path, is a massive boar, kind of like lying there, kind of leaning against the trees. It has this huge wound on its side with kind of blood coming down it. It kind of like looks at you and kind of snorts a few times, but kind of like it doesn't seem to be coming into like, attack. You can give me, I guess that would be probably animal handling or insight. To
I'll do
understand.
animal handling.
I'm
To kind of get a
gonna
hold of, like, or if you want to get a hold of, like, what's going on with it,
I would have stayed back a little ways, like kind of where we were talking to the ladies.
Uh,
Probably with Red.
Rufus, you get the feeling
By
that
the
it's
way.
just being defensive right now. But it is kind of in the way.
I'm gonna say lunge.
No,
no.
no. They said be nice.
They did.
Fine.
It's got a wound.
This
I'll
is
do
their
it.
home.
I'll try to see if I can do a medical.
Okay. Make another animal handling. It kind of is being defensive. It
Yeah.
does once you get close to it.
Throw some rash. Oh yeah.
All right.
Hold
No.
on. Quick question before you continue. Grits, did you say you were back at?
Yeah, like I would let you guys
Go.
kind of wander around. I was going to keep an eye on Red and kind of pull out the map that I'd been kind of sketching and just add to it real quick.
Okay.
While you guys are doing
Your
this.
map of the forest makes no sense.
I figured, but I'm trying.
You're pretty sure your path has like crossed over on itself like 7 times at certain points in times.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
you're
gonna
trying.
I'm gonna call back for Grizz. Is that a distance that's reasonable?
Yeah,
At this
I'm
point?
assuming
Yeah.
you're not too far.
Oh, also, I filled my
Okay.
water skin, both my water skins, before I got out of the water.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, the creature is kind of like snorting at you. This thing that's like the size of a horse, you know? It's like a huge boar. It's like much larger than you. It kind of snorts a few times, and you kind of put your hands up, you kind of approach it softly, and it's like, it kind of like, seems to calm down the way you're approaching it.
I did this with a sheep once.
All right.
Please don't roll a 1. Oh my goodness,
Oh,
that was so
thank
close
God.
to a 1.
Yes.
Okay, you seem to do okay with its wounds, but its wounds seem pretty nasty.
I'll use some of the water
It's thirsty,
to help
sure.
clean it out. Well, no, also to help.
Okay.
On
yeah.
the wound as well.
Okay, it seems to do nothing extra. It's just nice water.
Hey, it still cleans the wound out.
Yeah.
Do we want
Um,
to use the lay on hands? Because I can do that.
that would be extra nice.
It is getting rid of lay on hands.
Tim would also say at this point, perhaps I was wrong. Maybe you can handle a giant mantis.
Okay. Nokren's gonna go start walking up slowly as well, with hands out.
It'll seem to get like a little bit more like agitated, but like Rufus is still kind of holding it down, keeping it calm.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Nokren's gonna use 1 point of lay on hands and see if it looks like it's doing anything to the wound. So just 1 point to start with.
Yeah, the wound seems to clear up a little bit.
Okay, then I'm gonna use another 3 points. So
All right. You kind of like use it, and the kind of wound on its like backside kind of heals up a little bit. All of a sudden, the creature stands up. It kind of like turns towards you, its face and yours. It'll kind of like you have this like hot breath of the creature like right in your face, and then it licks
That's
you
a
across
lick.
the face.
Yeah. That was a lick.
Yeah, I thought that was a hiss for a second. I was
Yeah,
like, oh
That's
god,
not
it's
exactly what I was looking for earlier.
There's just like it's like slimy,
pat
like
it.
just like across like your face. As then it'll kind of turn, and in a way that you could not understand, it will just sort of like shimmy through the trees. That where you look at them, you're like, how would we fit in there? Let alone this thing, and it just kind of disappears into the forest.
okay,
hmm.
okay.
That's not what I was looking for.
Tim is completely unfazed at this point.
That happened.
This is par for the course at this point.
Yeah, I basically waddled up with
I'm gonna
red
actually-
and toe.
I'm gonna walk over to Tim now,
Mm.
and I'm going to wipe my face on his cloak.
You didn't get the lick.
Oh, I thought I got the
No, it
lick.
was Nokren.
Oh.
No, not for.
Because I
Yeah.
used lay on hands.
Yeah.
Nokren went from being like, this is something I understand, to, what the fuck? What? So he's just standing
Why
there just
am
like,
I wet? Why am I sticky?
Tim would walk over and just pat Nokren on the shoulder, and then just keep walking into whatever path we're going on.
Rufus, roll me d6.
I don't wanna.
Nokren's walking.
Remember, Nokren, you rolled a 1.
Yeah, I did.
I rolled
Oh,
a
damn.
6.
Okay.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I think it's just out of character. I think this is telling us what we run into.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay. You'll continue to wander, and this is the first time you see a split in the path. The normal path sort of kind of winds off to your right, and to the left, it kind of moves off into what looks to be a small clearing off to the side on its own.
Sorry, what's to the right?
To the right, the
Clearing.
path.
The path.
To the left is a clearing.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around for tracks.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a good idea. Nokren's going to help him. Doesn't. need it, I think.
Well, I can roll a second. Well, I can roll a second time if you're helping then.
Yeah,
Just roll
Nokren would help.
advantage.
Yeah,
Hey.
Nokren
I
would
mean,
help.
there doesn't seem to be any necessary tracks in this area.
Damn it.
Okay.
Do I get a good
Just-
feeling about either direction?
I mean, one of them leads to just like a small area that doesn't seem to have any more like areas moving out off of it. You can easily kind of look in there. Like if you move up to the actual fork, you can see into the one area. It seems to be like a small clearing with a like a hollowed out tree stump there, and pouring out of the tree stump, you see a pile of gold and gems.
Okay, can I?
Not that way.
Can I? I want to just do a. I just want to check for magic again in the area. I know the whole area is magic, but I'm just seeing if there's anything
Nokren's turn
extra.
to want
Okay.
that.
Not that I'd know anyways in this. Yeah,
Seems just the same.
the same. Yeah.
I'm gonna say not that I don't really want that, but money's kind of useless here.
We still have so much credit at the castle. Who needs that, really?
Gems are useful though.
No. Gems are crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I want to
To check
allow
it out.
us.
Yeah.
and-
Nokren is gonna have a good look in though before he turns around. So that's.
Yeah.
Oh nope. And then Nokren finally
a
turns
good look.
around. Nokren wants to go in so badly,
Oh, trust
but
me,
after
Rufus
denying
would too,
Rufus, he's
but
turning around.
he didn't get what he really wanted, so you guys aren't getting this.
Oh, man.
Path of temptation.
Oh man.
This is we are running into paths of temptation here. This is
Oh yeah.
It's showing us things that we desire. Rufus, I'm so sorry you haven't been laid in so long.
Well,
Wow.
So you're in that same group.
Tim, can you roll me a d4?
Pardon, sorry?
Roll me a d4, Tim. Roll me a
D4.
Yep.
if you get laid. No.
In fact, he
Oh,
gets unlaid.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are heading on?
Continuing
guess
on the
so.
path.
Okay, the path will kind of continue to wind and move through the forest, and all of a sudden, kind of rounding a corner, you will see a woman, a stark, naked woman of such incredible beauty. She
I grab
is
Rufus.
startled by you, turns towards you, and then flees into the woods. Everyone give me a charisma save.
Oh, okay.
Charisma save.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Double 13s.
Yep.
Hold
And
on.
grits.
That's
Okay.
lucky.
So,
Oh,
grits, you're like,
Makes sense.
whoa,
That'll make
beautiful
sense.
woman. All the other, everyone else around you just stops moving.
Great.
They're just like standing there still. You're just like, what?
Guys. I'm assuming Red also failed the save.
Oh, let me try. Let me see about red.
Would he actually have
No.
advantage because he's
He
not
has-
He falls over.
Well, red is certainly also with the other men, who apparently were the ones that failed.
So
For the
they're all
record.
just yeah.
How dare
ahead.
you? For the record, Tim wouldn't have even given a shit, for the record. But continue. We're talking about men.
I mean, that's not the reason.
He just looks that way to grits.
Yeah, I'm like, guys. I'm gonna like wave my hand, try to figure out what's going on. They're all just frozen in place, like
Yeah. They
I mean,
can
kind-
sort of speak falteringly. They seem to have the stunned condition.
Mhm.
You're incapacitated, can't move, and can only speak falteringly.
Now would flashing them stun them more or unstun?
You don't know.
Make it baby.
I will walk over and to Tim and reach up and like pinch his arm. like pretty hard.
Tim, your arm hurts for a little bit, and that's about it.
I was hoping if it was like a charmed condition, maybe 1 point of damage would.
Yeah.
Should I remove 1 HP here? Is that what's happening? Hold on. 7 current HP. There we go.
Awesome.
Oh
awesome.
wow.
No.
I'm just gonna have to go on without you guys. I'm sorry. No.
It's like a little bit of time, but seemingly all at once, all 4 of them just all of a sudden like just loosen up. Then it's like they're like, wow, God, what the heck?
Can I have my 1 HP back?
I mean, I technically have 1 HP of lay on hands left.
No, don't do that.
Your arm really hurts.
This forest has a
sorry.
lot of hot women in it.
Wouldn't know.
I'm guessing present company excluded, and she's just gonna give you like dagger eyes.
I want to roll
not
insight
naked.
again. I want to roll insight again on that. Boop boop
Or
boop.
half naked.
Okay. Would I have picked up on the dagger eyes, Matt?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You wouldn't say anything. You just I just wanted to see if I picked up on it.
I don't know, Grits. What's your charisma?
Nokren's gonna start looking for tracks just
My
because he wants to see if
charisma?
that person was a real thing.
That's fun.
I mean, sure. Give me a survival check just to check around. You can see signs of like where she was standing and moved off into the woods.
Do they look human? Just
Yeah.
making sure.
They look
Okay.
just like she did. She looked like a very, very gorgeous human woman with kind of long blonde hair. Like all of you guys. Grits probably is less this, but those of you that were like dumbfounded have the impression that it was like perfection itself that you saw.
I don't
Oh,
know.
at this stage, Nokren's gonna start believing that maybe these people are
Tim
actually
would be
just
like
scared.
Tim would probably be like, huh. You'd probably like analyze it more than like
It would be artistic appreciation.
yeah, it'd be
from
artistic.
Tim.
You're like, It's like it's
Where's Rufus is like, boo.
like,
No,
Rufus
Rufus
is
is
like,
sitting here going, could I just live here and have a harem?
Nokren, you're probably more like, I didn't know I could be attracted to human women. Because you look like a
Nokren's
human.
confused.
Yeah, Nokren is having confused feelings.
Yeah, but yeah, Nokren's also starting to think that these people may not be so bad because it looked like that person was just scared and that was a reaction sort of thing.
Yep.
Scared and ran sort of thing.
Alright, Grits, roll me a d6.
Yep. 6. Ooh, guys.
It's D6 then
It's a
D4
normal
then D6
die.
then D4.
Wow. Yes!
Oh no!
We have
Ooh,
had
it's so good.
3 natty
We beat
ones
them
on
again.
these.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I understand that the odds are higher on like these lower die to get a 1, but like
God,
still
no.
3
I just like
is
watching
a
you all
lot.
like drool.
I had
over
a
the
nat
wins.
6, so...
Yeah, true.
My other one was a 3 and a 4.
Yeah.
So we continue?
Yeah.
We're continuing on the path.
You'll continue down the path once again, and similar to before, there'll be a cutoff. The path itself, now instead of going to the right, is going to the left, and to the right seems to be a small kind of grove in amongst here with a massive pool of deep water, like a small pond.
Nope. No.
No, I'm
Nope.
no.
Path.
You're just gonna ignore it completely.
100%.
100%. I'm
Tim
with
Tim is done at this point. Tim is
Nokren
Tim
would
is like
looking into the area carefully.
yeah,
Give me
no.
perception.
Tim at this point is just like nope, just ignore it. We're going on
I'm
this
gonna
path
look. I'm
until-
gonna look down that way too.
Oh!
Out of curiosity. Oh,
Okay,
Paladin
Nokren.
19's a net 20.
Nokren, you kind of look around, and you can notice there seems to be the water seems very deep, but you can see something shiny down there, like
Nope.
something glowing is at the bottom of the water.
Nope.
no.
No,
There was a
will
woman.
actually
If there was a
start to back
naked
away.
woman, in the
Like,
water, maybe.
something shining in the water, we go other way.
All right. Well, Nokren, roll me a d4.
Oh no!
2. I'm calling it. Damn.
You're
close. So close.
Okay.
It's only 1 off.
You continue down the path and eventually kind of breaks out into another large grove area, similar to the one you first entered in here. There seems to be a large group of strange creatures having some kind of celebration.
I thought you were about to say
There's
orgy.
I thought you were going to say orgy too.
There's like men with the bottom halves of goats, women that seem to be made of plants, small creatures on wings.
On
Like they've got
wings.
like little wings and stuff, like little almost like insect wings.
So they have wings. They're not on.
They're not
wings.
on wings.
Flying upon wings.
Okay, because I thought for a moment you were saying that there were chicken wings in this grove or in this area, and they were sitting on them, and I was kind of like, that's a bit of a hygiene issue. But
Like
also
one
chicken
of the,
wings.
One of the men
Definitely
with like the
OSHA.
bottom half of a goat will kind of like walk up to you and be like, "Guests, welcome! You wish to join the festivities? Please, please, stay for a minute."
Well, thank you for your very kind offer. We're looking for the father.
Oh,
Wait.
maybe we can help you, but first you should drink and eat with us, please. We are having a celebration in his name.
What are you
I
drinking?
Sweet
Tim will
honey
look
meal.
at Rufus.
Sweet
Tim will
honey
look at
meal.
Rufus with just the eyes of, have you learned nothing from this place so far?
It's one of my weaknesses.
I know it is.
Yeah.
A sweet honey mead that it is created here within our wood. We have the finest fruits and vegetables from the area. Please, please sit and join us, and we shall help you upon your way.
As much as we appreciate your offer,
Perhaps if you join us, one of our kind can become your guide.
Okay.
That would be
One
useful.
second. 1 second. I'm gonna hold my
If you
hand up
don't-
to the,
if you
to the
don't
goat
mind,
person.
could we just have an aside?
Yeah, just a moment. Just a moment.
He's just gonna, like,
I'm rolling
he's gonna
an
like
insight.
chug out of
Yeah,
like,
I would
you
like
know,
to insight as
He's gonna
well.
be chugging out of like a gourd of like some kind of like alcohol or something, you know.
Unfortunately, I think the alcohol
Ooh.
is tempting me too much with my insight.
Sail!
However,
Uh-huh. Grits, you get the feeling that they just want to party. He doesn't seem to be like saying anything bad. He's like seems serious about everything he says. He's not lying to you.
I don't see anything like no red flags going up from the rest of the scene. Like there's
I
nobody
mean-
who has a snake head really standing
No.
over the sword. Just like
No.
yes.
No. I mean, if any of you have any knowledge of Fae, this is like a weird menagerie of Fae all hanging out and like partying around like what looks to be like half of a log made into like a table, except there's like no legs. It's just sort of like the half of the log has been flattened on the one side and it's just lying on the ground with like a spread of all kinds of stuff over it as they're picking over it and celebrating.
So okay, guys, and I'm gonna pull them aside so that there's like we're a few feet away. I think they honestly just want a party. We have been traveling all day. It might be a good chance to get more information. I'm not saying we have to party. I'm gonna look at Rufus. In other words, keep your wits about you, no sex, and don't get
I'm not interested in goat men.
I don't judge. Whatever you're into, that's fine. By all
For the
means.
record, you don't know what you're missing.
And for the record, I have heard things about
Had
sheep
fun
that I don't
with
know what
goat
you're
men?
talking to, so
Oh
Hey,
my god.
those
My younger
sheep
years were adventurous.
are not rams.
you do your thing. That's you.
Yeah,
So,
I'm getting the feeling that maybe we misunderstood. Like, as long as
I
we
think they
don't
just want
act
food and
hostile to
drink.
them, I don't think they're going to be hostile to us.
that's what I'm thinking.
I
They
don't
said we
disagree.
could possibly get one of them as a guide.
Do we want a guide?
I don't think a guide would hurt.
that if we have to rely on luck to get where we want to go if we don't have someone to help us.
Well, for the record, I like our odds.
I don't.
That's fair. I'm not sure if I like my odds. And that's what
I'm
he's going to say.
thirsty.
You may not understand what that means, but he's going to say it.
Can I roll insight on that?
I'd say go for it. Yeah.
Oh, it was
Nope.
so close. It
Don't
was
quite get
so
it.
close to
It
being
was
so
so
good.
close.
No, Tim
So-
will not have picked up on it.
I think we should maybe. Okay, here's my reasoning. We've been traveling, what I can only guess is all day. I'm assuming we're getting tired by now, right, Matt?
It's probably been a pretty long day for searching through
We
here.
could use a short rest.
Yes.
We could use a long rest at this
We
point.
could actually, yeah.
And I'm on motion to like the feast and bounty and dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It is
I'm a big
rations.
fan of eating.
Can I look at the food and see if it's anything like I would know if it was good food or not?
It seems to be just a lot of fruits and vegetables.
Oh,
know,
okay.
it's like,
Yeah, no,
it's
it's
like,
good.
It's like, you know, like things like would be equivalent
Berries
to like berries and apples and all kinds of things, you know, and like
Yeah.
probably like some of it seems to have been cooked up, a lot of it's raw. You know, it's like you know, it got things like, you know, celery stalks and things like that, or what equivalent to stuff like that, you know. Probably a couple unusual things that you're like, really should have cooked that. Like, you know, there's like what equivalent to like a raw potato or something, you know, that's been cut up.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But
So-
they don't appear to cook a lot, you know.
Tim's gonna cast a shower of sparks just in general and say, "Well, let's party."
Nice.
I mean, yes, I think it's a great idea.
The goat guy is just gonna chug back another thing of mead and be like, "Woo!"
I just look at him. Mead?
He's gonna give you a gourd full of mead, then he'll pull over and get you one.
Do
Alright,
any
Please,
of
Falcon will
you...
go drink.
Why don't we take our break and we'll see the result of your partying and rest when we come back.
See what happens.
Because perhaps we can get a red popping in, and I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
probably adjust cameras or something.
Do
Yep.
the overlay.
I'm gonna have to do the overlay like on stream or something, because I have to have
Yeah.
people I can see it.
Because that's how OBS works.
Because OBS
Yeah.
hates me.
Well-
Anyway, we'll be on break though for a little bit, and then when Red's in
I
here,
can
I'll
tell you how to do it. Never mind. It's fine. You figure it out.
Okay.
It's fine.
We got this. We got this.
We got
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Also,
Pause by.
bye.
Bye.
Also, Matt, by the way, in the future, if you